Hey guys, Luap here again with another story slash comedy routine. I don't know. I've never thought of myself as a real comedian. A lot of people think I'm funny. I have fun at parties. I tell stories. I tell jokes. Always a lot of fun, but I've never gotten up on stage in any way. But I guess this is my stage. Hello, my stage. But this is another little story slash comedy routine. I could definitely see a comedian saying all of this because a lot of comedy comes from real life experiences, of course, told in a way that really emphasizes how ridiculous life can be. And that's what everyone understands. That is why people love comedy. That is why I love comedy. I listen to Pandora. I listen to comedians just on loops, not the same skit all the time, but the way that the way you listen to music, it always brings up like a different comedy sketch from a different comedian that maybe I haven't heard before, or and I love that stuff. And I'm not stealing from it. These are my own stories, believe me, because nobody can make this shit up. Nobody else, I hope, has gone through some of this. So I have to start with a little backstory. Right now, I am single. Blah blah blah. I am large. I'm a big person. I'm working on getting smaller. There'll be more vlog stuff about that. I hope, if I don't chicken out. Um, Cheer me on, guys. I don't know. I'm gonna do workouts and maybe video some of it and see how it goes. But so I haven't had a lot of relationships in my life, most because big guy. Not a lot of people like really big guys. Not a lot of people like fat guys. I mean, people, girls. I am heterosexual. Um, but not a lot of. But it's also a lot of weird mental shit going on. I don't like to get close to a lot of people, unfortunately, because then I think back to some of this funny. If I think about it now, because I have to laugh or I'll cry. That's the big thing about comedy too. It's a lot of pain, but um it gets better over time, and then you're able to laugh at it, and other people see that and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. It's terrible, but like, oh my god, it happened, and it's hilarious because it did. So I have some stories like that. Here's one of them. uh so when I was I want to say between 13 and 15, we got our first computer. Again, I am a little older. So, not the first. It was like the second computer, but the first computer. Oh my god! Here we go. Backstories. The first computer my family ever bought was a monitor and a keyboard. They had no idea what a computer was. I think my father got it from a friend who was just like getting rid of it. So he brought it home, and there we have a computer now. There was no actual computer. It was a monitor, which kids nowadays know what that means. And no, it wasn't a flat screen. It was one of those cathode tube, one of the big fuckers. And like a keyboard and like a crappy little mouse, like early. So it's like, you have a computer now, kids. I have done good. I am father. I'm looking at this thing like, Dad, there's something missing. So that was the first computer. We eventually tossed that out because we figured out there was nothing actually there. He wasn't cheated or anything. He just didn't know what he was doing. I still love him. He's still afraid of computers today. It's hilarious. There's more stories there. Uh, but the second computer that we got, I think he got off of. I don't know. He bought it at a store, but it was still like a cheaper one. Never had a lot of money, like I said in other stories. Never had a lot of money when we were growing up. But we had a computer, and a boyfriend of my sister, had Grand Theft Auto 3 when it first came out. Again, I was like 12 or 13 then. Some of you people don't even know when that first came out. But for PC. And this computer would not run it very well. It was very laggy. It was insane. There was no online. It was just GTA 3, basic. There weren't expansions then. There weren't DLCs or anything. And I would play this game, and I loved it though. It was my first real, other than like Nintendo or Nintendo 64 or something like that. I never had a PlayStation. I got a PlayStation 2 when I was able to buy it myself when I was 18. Way behind the times. Like PlayStation 3 was about to come out then. But a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. It was my first PC game, and I really did get hooked, even though it was crap. And I've learned as much as I could about PCs with that computer, like looking at stuff online, and I built my own computer with a web TV. My first computer that I bought myself, I was 18, and I had a web TV that I bought when I was like 16, which is something that's not even available anymore, not even out there. But it was basically a little box. It was basically a Chromebook nowadays, but it was just a little box with a 56K modem in it. More terms that you kids don't even know what they are. Before broadband, before fast internet, there was 56K modem that you plugged a phone line into. Yeah. So I was able to get online with that because this other computer you couldn't even really get online with. But I was able to go on Dell.com and build my own computer. And every step of the way when I was like, okay, what graphics card do I want? What's a graphics card? Research! So I just did stuff like that, and that's how I learned about computers. I taught myself. There was one computer class when I was in school. It was typing, and it was on really old computers. Well, not new then, but old now, definitely. And we saved our our typing stuff, our projects, like how well can you push A. Everyone can do that now, especially on smart screens and smartphones and stuff like that. It's a lot easier. But originally with just big old keyboards, clunk, 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 we saved them on floppy disk. Nobody knows what a floppy disk is out there anymore, but we saved them on floppy disk, and that's old school, and that's what we'd had. And this was a CD in a relatively modern computer for that day, and it still couldn't play it. It was so slow. So one night, I'm getting to the story. I'm getting there. So one night, I'm playing. I am into it, and the little setup. There is a TV on a stand in like a small living room area, and the computer is on a table with a chair when I'm sitting at, and in the corner of the room. So it's over here, basically, out of my view, even out of my peripheral. I can't see it because I'm just focused on the computer. But if I lean back and do this, I can see it. And I did that eventually. Just wait. Oh, I'm going to feed you, baby birds. So I'm in this thing, and I'm in one mission, and the lag was so bad. The FPS was so bad on this thing but I got used to it because it was my computer, and I knew how to use it. So you'd like, wait for a frame, push a button, wait for a frame, push. I knew like the timing for how long it would take for the game to catch up. So I could play this game, but it was like, It was in a big driving scene. It was a getaway. So I got the van home. I remember that. I was on a mission, and I got the van back to the point that I had to do. Like, wait, good. Yeah, I get it! Oh my god, I finished the mission! Oh god, I did this! And then I looked over at the TV. And my mother is watching TV from the couch on the other end of the room. I gotta tell you another little story. Late nights, because I was up really late. I was playing this thing. I was so excited. And so late night on like Showtime back in the day, they always showed. Actually, they still kind of do like real sex, that kind of stuff. If you've ever heard of that, I'm sorry, kids, you shouldn't be exposed to it yet. But if you're watching this, you're gonna get exposed to some shit. So like real sex late night, a lot. My mother likes to watch a lot of stuff like that. She watches a lot of stuff like traumas in the ER, like blood squirting, knives in people's heads. My mother's a piece of work. I love her. She's a manly woman. Not in a disgusting way, but just to break it down. My mother does woodworking. It was her stuff in the garage that I used to help me build my desk. My father doesn't do any woodworking. My father, he used to work on, he worked on his own car. He's not a manly man at all. But the fact that my mother does woodworking and all kinds of crafts and stuff like that. My mother works in the garage. My father sits inside and watches Dr. Phil. So it's a little bit of role reversal there. It's a little weird. But my mother doesn't give a shit, and she's awesome. I get a lot of my father has a great sense of humor, but my mother is naughtier than him. And I've come to terms with it now, but when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, mom, what are you doing? Oh God, no!" So, and that's one of these moments. So one of the show that was on, there's something called penile puppetry. I'll give you a second to Google that. Okay, you back? I'm sorry. Basically, penile puppetry is an art form, I guess, according to whatever documentary show she was watching. There was a competition of guys with their junk twisted in weird ways to make it look like other things. If you've ever seen the movie Waiting? Yes, that's the movie. It's about servers and cooks in a restaurant and stuff like that, and the cooks, in the back of the house staff, cooks, preppers, dishwashers, like to prank each other by whipping their stuff out and making it look like different things, like the Batwing. That was one of the ones, or Abraham Lincoln, or something like that. Stupid stuff. That's basically what was on the TV when I was 13 and my mother is watching it. Oh, God. Yep, that's it. That's it. Oh, God, I can't even finish anything after that. I can't. Oh. And she's like, I look at it like, Mom! She's like, what? He's like, go to bed. I'm like, oh my God. She wasn't doing anything. She was just watching, but like very interested. More interested than you want your mother to be watching other guys' junk on the TV. My God. So, that's a story. Immediately right back to game. Just like, oh my God, what did I just see? Oh my God. What? Oh God. Why? Why? Oh God. If that didn't make you cringe a little bit, you are much more fucked up than I am. I'm so sorry. That's one story, guys. I've got more. Keep watching. Thanks for watching. Again, I ramble. I go on weird tangents. Meh. I'll cut it up. It'll be like, I'll make it work. Yeah. Bye, guys.